Okay, so when you filmed X, you already knew what was Pearl's past. But did you already have an idea for Maxine's future?
No, I knew that if we made a third movie, it would take place in Hollywood, and she would be, making her way into straight pictures. But I didn't really know anything beyond that.
And when you filmed right on Hollywood Boulevard, what was the most complicated aspect of that location?
It was hard. I think to shoot on Hollywood Boulevard and particularly to make it 1980s and to have all the traffic be, period cars and things like that, it's an enormous amount of logistics because it's a very busy part of the city. It's very difficult to permit. It's very difficult to control. And then to have as many people driving around, and resetting all that every time you want to do a new take and everybody has to match what they did before. It was a huge endeavor, and we would have the art department dress things during the day, and then we would shoot at night, and then we would change the dressing the next day, and so it was a very, very, very technically complicated part of the film. But it was really important to actually film it there and to be able to, get that authenticity on screen.
And both X and Pearl are inspired by specific genre and settings. So what were the references for Maxine?
Well, I mean, there's no really one specific thing. It's more just kind of like these Hollywood set movies in the 80s was a big part of it. And, Giallo movies to a certain extent. And because this movie was less contained than the other two movies and was more of a kind of noirish, like whodunit types plot, to me, it was just about embracing the kind of history of LA and LA as a character. And, I think from a reference standpoint, sometimes we would look at certain movies just to see what the palette of the colors would feel like and things like that. Because Hollywood Boulevard, speaking to your previous question, is in the '80s is only in so many movies, and there are certain movies like Vice Squad or Angel or things like that take place on Hollywood Boulevard for quite a bit, and they become very good time capsules to look at for what things looked like back in the day. Because you can find some news footage or documentary footage, but sometimes movies are more reminiscent of what people remember.
And one last question. How do you define your collaboration with Mia Goth?
Well, I mean, we've become like partners in crime in a way. I mean, it started, it was one conversation about would you be interested in playing this character in this movie called X, to then would you be interested in playing two characters in the same movie? And then would you be willing to stick around for another couple months so we can make Pearl back to back? To now, 4.5 years later, to be finishing this movie. I mean, it's very surreal and very strange. But we hit it off from the beginning, and she's such a dedicated, fearless performer that she's the right kind of collaborator to make a movie, but certainly three movies in a row. You need someone who's very dedicated, and that's what she is.
Okay, thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.